NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello, and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's Chippewa River Baseball League matchup as the 17-10 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 11-6 in the CRBL, take on the Eau Claire Rivermen, who are 8-10 in the CRBL. A win today and the Cavaliers would lock up the fourth playoff spot in the CRBL. The Cavaliers are coming off a doubleheader split with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks on last Sunday, winning the opener 5-0 while dropping the nightcap 3-0, while the Rivermen swept a doubleheader against the Jim Falls Sturgeons on Sunday by identical scores of 6-1. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Rivermen. Then we'll get a Cavalier manager Ryan Bemister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemister Show. Following that, with the playoffs just a week away, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Eau Claire Rivermen in a critical CRBL matchup as the Cavaliers try to lock up a CRBL playoff spot. Simply said, if they win, they're in. Now, on Sunday, the Cavaliers split a doubleheader with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, winning Game 1 5-0 behind another stellar pitching performance by Andrew Milner. But then dropping Game 2 3-0, where the Lumberjacks' Tyson Lucas kept the Cavs handcuffed throughout the game. Now, in those games, the Cavaliers were led by Cody Dayton, who went 3 for 4 for the day, including a bases-clearing double in Game 1.
Fly ball out into right center field. That's going to fall in. That's going to head out toward the fence. 2 runs are in. Third run is coming around. And stopping at second is Cody Dayton. A bases-clearing double out to the fence. Scores Bemister, Tillman, and Jackson Vance.
Sam Knickerbocker and Brayton Tillman also have multiple hit days, with Knickerbocker going 2 for 5 and Tillman going 2 for 7 on the day. Jerome Delikowski drove in the first run of Game 1 with an RBI single to left in the second inning.
And there's a fly ball out towards center field, and it gets to the ground. 1 run is in. And Delikowski is on with an RBI single.
The Cavaliers demonstrated their base running skills when they had Trenton Palmer and Xavier Bemister on the corners, and although Bemister was throwing out trying to steal second, it allowed Palmer to score from third.
And the pitch. Bemister goes. They got him at second, but the run comes in to score. So the Cavs exercise the double steal attempt. Bemister's caught stealing, but technically that's a stolen base of home.
Defensively, Cole Timon showed that although he is the most senior player on the Cavs roster, he still has what it takes to play behind the plate, reacting to pop fouls.
Milner delivers. And a high pop foul. Timon moving back, and he makes the catch.
In another defensive gem, Caden Erickson had to dive from his shortstop position to stop a ball behind second base and still get a throw off to first, where Carson Windeshausen made a tough stretch for the out.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball Over to Erickson at short, throw to first. They got him. Windeshausen had to make a heck of a stretch for that one. Erickson had to dive to field the ball. Overall, an outstanding defensive play by the Cavs.
The Eau Claire Rivermen come into tonight's game with a record in the CRBL of 8-10. One of those 10 losses came at the hands of the Cavaliers back on June 15th. On that day, the Cavaliers' Andrew Milner threw a 7-inning no-hitter, reaching base twice for the Rivermen on a pair of walks with center fielder Lance Lettner. 5 others reached once each via the walk, but the Rivermen never could mount much of a threat. So far this season, the Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Sam Knickerbocker, who's swinging the bat at a .388 average. Knickerbocker is 33 for 85, including 6 doubles and 16 RBI. He's followed by Brayton Tillman, who's hitting at .319 with 4 doubles and 16 runs scored and 13 RBI. Cody Dayton at .313 rounds out the Cavaliers, hitting at .300 or better. Caden Erickson leads the Cavaliers in runs scored with 22, and Xavier Bemister has added another 20. On the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Andrew Milner, who is a record of 7-2 with an ERA of 1.96 and in 64 and a third innings pitched while striking out 80. Right behind him is Eli Rathke, who has a 4-0 record, including 3 complete games and a whip of 1.42 with 38 strikeouts in 38 and 2/3 innings pitched. Cooper Dykes is posting a 3-1 record with an ERA of 3.00 in 24 innings pitched. And as a closer, Tyson Woodcock has pitched 19 innings, allowing only 1 earned run for a record of 1-0 with 4 saves and an ERA of 0.47. The Cavaliers have had complete game performances by Milner with 4, Rathke with 3, along with Jackson Vance and Mason Yarrington with 1 each. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemister's thoughts on today's game in The Ryan Bemister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. It's round 1 of the NLFL playoffs. The Phoenix are there, and so is NLWN-2. The first round playoff game will be on July 27 when the Phoenix will travel to Paul Giel Field in Winona, Minnesota to face the River City Rough Riders. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 5:30 p.m. Please note the new start time. Follow the Phoenix in playoff action on NLWN-2 at 5:30 p.m. on July 27th.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to take on the Eau Claire Rivermen. But as usual, before we get to that game, let's take a look back at Sunday when the Cavaliers split a doubleheader with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Your comments about those 2 games?
It's basically a tale of 2 games. I mean, one game we could hit, the other game we couldn't. That was kind of what the downfall was in that game too. Had great pitching by both in both games by Cooper and Andrew Milner, and our bullpen was good again. In the second game, we've only given up 1 run in the 3 innings they had to pitch, and you can't win a lot of games with only 3 hits, and that's what happened.
Well, and you said it. Cooper pitched well, and the bullpen came through and pitched well. Unfortunately, the Lumberjacks, Lucas, pitched a little better.
Yeah.
And he really kept the Cavs off balance. You know the Cavs can hit because they did it in the first game.
Yeah. No, he was filling up the zone too. So I don't know what was going on there. Just a different approach at the plate maybe or something. We couldn't figure it out. And once we kind of figured it out a little bit there in the 7th, it was too late to put anything together. So, it's just one of those games when you're running into something that's on fire and you lose the ability to hit a baseball. You're not going to win a game.
Again, it's one of those things that you just tip your hat to it and say, that's baseball.
Yeah. I mean, we've got plenty of games left here to finish out what we need to do, and we'll go from there.
Now, in that first game, the Cavs used some pretty powerful pitching from Andrew Milner, who pitched his 4th complete game of the season. With the way pitching is managed these days in baseball, teams tend to use a starter, then a setup man, then a closer. And with the Cavaliers now having 9 complete games, that's a number that's higher than almost every major league team. Your comments about how the pitching has really come through for the Cavs this year.
Well, I mean, when they get the ball, they know they got what the job is, and a lot of these guys take it to heart and they want to pitch until their arm falls off. Unfortunately, we don't want to do that to a kid, so we try to regulate them on pitch counts and things like that. And Milner throwing that complete game. I mean, he only threw, I think it was like 82 pitches. I mean, that's nothing for a starter. They can go about 100, 110, stuff like that. Same with all the other guys that have gone complete games for us. They know what they're doing. They know what their body is like, and like I said, when they get the ball, they got a job to do, and they want to finish that job.
Yeah, you start looking around the 7th, 8th inning, and of course in doubleheaders, those are only 7-inning games. But you start looking around the 7th, 8th to see how he's wearing out and stuff like that. And then you run into a guy like Mason Yarrington who threw his complete game. He went 10.
Yes, he did. Well, he had to. We didn't have anybody else. No, I mean, it was good for him. It was probably the highest pitch count we had on anybody other than maybe Rathke when he pitched against Beef River. But yeah, I mean, those guys know their body better than anybody. And we only asked them to be honest with them about that, how they're feeling and how they're wearing down and things, and we'll take care of everything else. I don't like having a pitcher go through a lineup 3 or 4 times, but usually when we got a guy going a complete game, he's not seeing them 4 times.
Yeah, he might get a 3rd time, yeah.
So it's kind of a good thing that way.
And in a 7-inning game, you might only get him 2.5 times.
Yeah, that's very true. That's the beauty of the CRBL when we play double headers. They're only 7-inning games. We got guys that can go 7 innings, twice a week. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a nice thing to have in our arsenal with our guys, and how many guys can do it. We've had multiple guys go complete games, so it's a good thing.
Now today the Cavaliers are going to have the opportunity to clinch a CRBL playoff spot with a victory today over the Eau Claire Rivermen. Tell us about the Rivermen.
Good team. Andy's always a good coach, up and down. Those guys have been in the league for a while. He's got a couple of younger guys playing with him too. I know they've had kind of an up and down season record-wise, but they play hard. They got good defense, and a lot of experience coming from the top down with Andy down to the players that's been playing with them for a while. So
sounds like they're hitting the ball. They just swept a doubleheader from the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Both games were 6-1. So you got to hit the ball a little bit to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we split with Jim Falls, so I mean, it shows you that anything can happen in the CRBL. So if they're hitting the ball well, we're going to have to pitch well. So it's going to be all hands on deck for the game tonight, and we want to just get out of here with this win, so this weekend we can just kind of focus on getting some guys some rep.
Now, last time these two teams met, Andrew Milner pitched a no-hitter. I would be very surprised if anything similar to that happened today, because, like we just said, the Rivermen are hitting the ball, and I'd be surprised if you throw Milner tonight after he just threw on Sunday. But will that no-hitter have any impact on the game, whether it's a revenge factor or motivation for the Rivermen or extra confidence for the Cavaliers?
No,
just go out and play ball.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to Andy. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's good for Millie. It's good for the organization. But the game happened weeks ago. Teams are different, and it won't even be in the minds of the guys.
So speaking of pitchers, who's going tonight?
Rafke. We're going to ball the Rafke. He only threw about 20 pitches on Sunday as a plan. We told him I didn't even want to throw him, but we ended up throwing him for the 1 inning, which is good because he's going to throw a bullpen anyways. So we're going to start with Rafke, but we've also talked to everybody else, and like I said a couple minutes ago, it's all hands on deck for the game. So if we feel confident that he can get through the lineup twice, we'll do that. If we think it's only once, we'll go right to somebody else. We've got fresh arms in Steele, in Yarrington. Jackson Vance is fresh. He's only threw a couple weeks ago or 10 days ago. And I even had a conversation with Milner, and he said if you need me to throw 2 or 3, I'm good to go. So, it's going to be one of those things where they might see a different pitcher every time through the lineup.
And that can be a real challenge for a team.
And I mean, it's one of those things. Again, we get the win tonight, and then 2 games this weekend. Realistically, other than just rivalry, doesn't mean anything for the standings.
Well, that brings me to my next question. With the playoffs starting 1 week from today, should the Cavaliers find a way to win tonight, how might that affect your lineup against the Bears on Sunday? I know it's a little bit about putting the cart before the horse here, but let's take a look down the road a little bit.
It won't change the lineup very much. I mean, it'll be more approach like we approach non-conference games. We'll get some other guys in the lineup for hitting and things like that, but it's not going to change our normal lineup. The normal lineup will be in there for both games. It's just a matter of how quick we substitute. Things like that. We'll get some guys some chances on the mound to throw a couple more innings, depending on how much they throw tonight. But it's not going to change much.
So pretty big rivalry, 3 games in a row here tonight against the Rivermen, and then on Sunday, doubleheader against the Eau Claire Bears. You can't wrap up a league schedule with a better selection than that.
Sure. If you want to say better, I think somebody doesn't like me very much. Our schedule's been pretty tough this year with everything. No, it's fun. This is good for us, good for the league.
Good for the fans.
Good, really good for the fans. I wish all 3 games were at home, but we only get the one tonight. So, and realistically, Altoona is still home. It's not going to travel very far. So
just around the corner and down the block.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be fun for the boys. They know all these guys. That's the nice thing about it too. So, just let's get the win tonight, then we can focus on this weekend.
All right, Ryan, good luck on tonight's game, and hopefully the Cavaliers can clinch that playoff spot with a win over the Rivermen.
I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bemister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Rivermen in a CRBL matchup that could have a major impact on the CRBL playoffs. Now, last Sunday in CRBL action, the Cavaliers split a doubleheader with the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, with the Cavaliers winning the first game 5-0, while the Lumberjacks took the second 3-0. The Tilden Tigers swept the Augusta Athletics in a doubleheader by scores of 15-3 and 16-4. The Eau Claire Rivermen also swept their doubleheader with the Jim Falls Sturgeons, with both games ending with 6-1 scores. In a single game, the Cadott Red Sox topped the Bloomer Woodticks 16-0. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, the Tilden Tigers at 14-3 now have a 5.5 game lead over second place Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks and Cadott Red Sox, who are both at 9-9. Fourth place belongs to the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 7-11 and 7.5 games out of first, while fifth place finds the Bloomer Woodticks at 1-16 and 13.5 games off the pace. In the South Division, the Osseo Merchants at 16-2 hold a game-and-a-half lead over the Eau Claire Bears at 14-3. The Eau Claire Cavaliers are sitting in third at 11-6 and 4.5 games off the pace. The Eau Claire Rivermen are in fourth place at 8-10, while the Beef River Bullfrogs are in fifth and 11.5 games back, while the Augusta Athletics are taking the sixth spot at 4-14. Today, in addition to the Cavaliers hosting the Eau Claire Rivermen at Carson Park, the Tilden Tigers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks will meet at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, while the Eau Claire Bears will travel to Osseo to face the Osseo Merchants at John Soine Field. And the Augusta Athletics will host the Beef River Bullfrogs at Jan Kruger Memorial Field in Augusta. Since the CRBL playoffs begin 1 week from today, it should be noted that the top team in each division are the first 2 seeds in the playoffs, followed by the next 2 teams regardless of division. So, if the playoffs were to start right now, the first round would see the number 3 seed Eau Claire Bears traveling to the number 2 seed Tilden Tigers, while the number 4 seed Eau Claire Cavaliers would be heading to the top seed Osseo Merchants. The winner of those 2 games will meet for the CRBL championship on August 3rd. It should be noted, however, that there are still games to be played which could change this order. Now, coming up next, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, July 28th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 28th on NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Jerome Delikowski. And Jerome, start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, the different levels of baseball that you've played, and so on.
So I grew up in Elkmont, Wisconsin, not too far from here. I started playing baseball, t-ball, as most do, and then I think played baseball all up until, obviously, senior year of high school. I had a knee injury that I played through, and then I missed last year because of it, so now I'm coming back this year to play.
Yeah, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, you hurt that knee over at Stoughton, the basketball classic over there, didn't you?
I did, yep, I did.
Yeah, I remember seeing you sitting on the sideline with big ice bags packed around your knee, and well, anyway, you're back here playing now, so when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Big hunter, fisher, outdoor type of stuff. I like camping. We have campground up in Holcomb, so that's pretty fun to go to. Just hanging out with everyone I know.
Okay. Got a few rapid-fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
I'm going to go pie.
Which kind?
My dad's apple pie.
Oh, okay. Now, you're going to bring a piece by so we could sample it sometime, right?
I will.
All right. Okay. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
Cheese, lettuce, pickles, ketchup, mustard. Keep it simple.
Keep it fairly simple, a pretty basic but awfully good burger, right?
Yep.
All right. All right. Your favorite major league team?
Brewers.
Okay. Now, if you could sit down and have a meal with any baseball person, and be it a player, a baseball personality, or whatever, from any time period at all, who would that be and why?
Probably say Babe Ruth. Just see how he did it. I don't know.
Well, he, like you, were a big guy, lots of power.
Yep.
Okay. All right. If you had a superpower, what do you think that might be?
Ooh, super speed. I've never been fast.
You could use it, right?
Yep.
All right. And, of course, if you have the superpower of super speed, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Jake's superhero name?
We're going to go Freaky Fast.
Freaky Fast, all right. Because it would be freaky if all of a sudden you were fast.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
We're talking with Jake Delikowski on Cavalier Profile. And how about a shout out to your family and those people who are coming to watch at Cavalier games?
Just my family, mom, dad, all the other people coming. See you on Sunday.
Okay. And when people come to Cavalier games, remind us about what number you're going to be wearing and what position you're going to play.
I'll be number 34, playing first base.
Okay, we want to thank Jake Delikowski for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up is more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers will have an opportunity to lock up a CRBL playoff spot when they take on the Eau Claire Rivermen. The Cavaliers currently hold the number 4 playoff spot with a 3-game lead in the all-important loss column over the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks and the Cadott Red Sox. Now, should the Cavaliers defeat the Rivermen, the Cavaliers would still hold at least a 3-game lead over both the Red Sox and the Lumberjacks, with only 2 Cavalier League games remaining. Therefore, the Cavaliers would clinch no worse than the number 4 playoff spot in the CRBL. So with that on the line, we have some exciting Eau Claire Cavalier baseball coming your way. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining our broadcast crew at Carson Park in Eau Claire as we prepare to bring you today's Cavalier game against the Eau Claire Rivermen. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone. A home run for Cole Hyman.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here. Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Carson Park. Rick Olson here, along with Amanda Lemler on the computer and Ann Monroe on the camera, and we're getting ready to bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Eau Claire Rivermen, which is a game that has a lot of consequences in the CRBL playoffs. Tonight is YMCA of the Chippewa Valley night, along with Culligan Sterling Water, and we have a whole mess of kids from the YMCA here to enjoy the game and spend time on the field with the Cavaliers, and they're really enjoying that. And managers are getting ready to meet at home plate, and so while they're doing that, let's go through the lineups here. For the visiting Eau Claire Rivermen, leading off, center fielder Lance Lettner, batting second and catching Jake Becker. Batting third, the extra hitter Andy Neese. Batting fourth, the left fielder, James Davis. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Sawyer Sturz. Batting sixth, the pitcher, Jonah Miller. Batting seventh and playing second base, Luke Rooney. Batting eighth and playing first base, Curtis Neskar. And let's see, batting ninth and playing right field, Alex Shula. And batting 10th, playing third base, Jake Casperson. For the Cavaliers, leading off is shortstop Caden Erickson. Batting second is center fielder Xavier Bemister. Batting third at third base is Cade Mueller. Batting fourth behind the plate is Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth at second base, Cody Dayton. Batting sixth, playing left field, is Brayton Tillman. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Cole Timon. Batting 8th, playing first base, Carson Windeshausen. Batting 9th, playing right field, Trenton Palmer. And batting 10th, the extra hitter, Jerome Delikowski. On the mound for the Cavaliers is Eli Rathke, and he has a record of 4 wins and no losses with a 4.66 earned run average. He has 38 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings pitched. Umpires for tonight's game, Denny Whiteside will be out on the bases, and Daryl Priest is behind the plate. And with all that said, let's turn it over to stadium announcer Steve Kent with the opening talks and ceremonies, etc.
First baseball team non-smoking. We must hope yes. Again, there's first baseball team. Thank you. Finally, all hands, especially all the majors. The reminder baseball game. Call all of the different things to see. Let's shoot fire. That all time. Ryan Sullivan, Selling Water, Ryan CRBL, starting lineups. Speaking with Eau Claire Rivermen. Leading off, blank center field. Number 10, Lance Fletcher. Batting 7th, catcher. Number 12, Jake Bird. Batting 3rd, the extra hitters. Number 3, Jamie Dees. Batting 4th, the left fielders. Number 42, James Davis. Batting 5th, playing shortstop. Number 22, Sawyer Sturz. Batting 6th, the pitcher. Number 20, Jonah Bueller. Batting 7th, the second baseman. Number 17, Luke Rooney. Batting 8th, playing first base. Number 23, Curtis Pesca. Batting 9th, the right fielder. Number 00, that's Kila. Batting 10th, the third baseman. Number 30, Jake Catherson. The Rivermen and the Giants. Now, this playing Southern Water, YMCA 2 about starting line for your Eau Claire Cavaliers. Leading off and playing shortstop. Number 6, Caden Harrison. Got 7, the center fielder. Number 4, Xavier Bemister. 23rd, playing third base. Number 47, Dave Miller. Back cleanup, catcher. Number 35, Sam Parker. Back fifth, playing second base. Number 25, Tony Dayton. 36, the left fielder. Number 11, Grayson Tillman. 37, designated hitter. Number 19, Cole Simon. That night, playing first base. Number 32, Carson Park. 99, the right fielder. Number 22, Clinton Homer. 10, the extra hitter. Number 44, the big sexy Tom Delikowski. The kitchen gate Cavaliers, number 2, Eli Bemister. Yeah, your name by Mr. Coffee, Ryan Bemister. He's assisted by Brian Meyer, and a Rhino, Ryan Page. Let's give a warm welcome to officials for tonight's game. On the bases, Mr. Dennis Whiteside. Then on home plate, Serge Daryl Priest. Now, will you please rise if you're able to remove your hats and honor America through the singing of our national anthem by Miss Ellie Glass. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars ruled a perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets raised the flag, the bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's Miss Ellie Glass doing the national anthem before today's game. Cavaliers getting ready to take on the Eau Claire Rivermen from Carson Park. This game does have some major impacts on the CRBL playoff race, and we've got a couple of first pitch thrower outers. Broen and Beckham Foss from the Chippewa Valley YMCA as they're heading out to throw out the first pitch. Sam Knickerbocker going to squat down behind the plate. This is Broen. Hey, pretty good pitch. Took one skip before it got there, but it was straight down the middle. And there's Beckham's, and that was just a bit outside. So, way to go, Broen and Beckham Foss with the first pitch of tonight's game. On the mound for the Cavaliers, we have Eli Rathke. As I mentioned, he's got a record of 4 wins and no losses with a 4.66 earned run average and 38 strikeouts in 38 and 2/3 innings pitched. So he's running right about at that 1 strikeout per inning pitched rate, which is right where you want to be if you want to be a really effective pitcher. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively, Cade Mueller's over at third. And at shortstop is Caden Erickson. Cody Dayton is at second base. And Carson Windeshausen over at first. Of course, Sam Knickerbocker behind the plate. Out in the outfield, it's Brayton Tillman in left, Xavier Bemister in center, and Trenton Palmer is out in right field. Leading off for the Eau Claire Rivermen to get things started in tonight's game is center fielder Lance Lettner. Comes into the game batting .240. Of course, last time these two teams met back on June 15th, Cavaliers came away with an outstanding pitching performance by Andrew Milner, who threw a no-hitter at the Rivermen. And he lays down a bunt, picked up by Knickerbocker, and he doesn't have a play. Well, there goes the no-hitter right there. So it's a bunt single by Lettner, and that's going to bring up Jake Becker. Becker comes into the game batting .302. Mueller's crept up, pinching it a little bit over at third base. Pitch is high for a ball.
And the pitch. There's a strike at the letters. Over to first, and he's back in time. Rathke looking in. Runner looked like he was going to go. Rathke steps off, and Lettner is back. Almost tried to entice Rathke into a block. There's the pitch. It's high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Lettner takes his lead. And the pitch. Fly ball out to center field. Bemister ranging back. He's under it, and he makes the catch. 1 out. And that's going to bring up Andy Neese. Andy Neese, one of the, shall we say, most experienced players in the Chippewa River Baseball League. This is 32nd year in the league. And he comes into tonight's game batting .333. Runner goes, throw down to second, and he got in under it. So Lettner steals second. Pitch was a called strike. So now the Rivermen have a runner on second with 1 out. No balls and a strike to Andy Neese. Rathke looks at second and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Rathke looks at second and the pitch. Ground ball over to Erickson, fires to first in time. Lettner rounds third and looks, but he's going to hold there. So Neese did his job. He moved the runner over. Grounded out 6-3, and it brings up James Davis, who's batting .350. 2 down now. Rathke's first pitch smothered by Knickerbocker. Outside and in the dirt. Rathke at the belt, looks at third. 1-0 pitch. It's outside. 2 balls. And Rathke delivers. Swung on foul tip. Strike 1. And the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Not wanting to give Davis anything too good to hit. Rathke delivers a 3-1 pitch. It's high and away for ball 4. So Davis draws the walk. It's going to bring up Sawyer Stirs, the shortstop, batting .279. They are just underway down in Osseo with the Eau Claire Bears against the Osseo Merchants, and the Bears. Runner goes. And they got him at second. They got the tag at second. Rathke stepped off the mound, bluffed to second, bluffed to third, went back to second, and they still got Davis on a caught stealing. So, for the Rivermen, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played a half an inning, and it's the Rivermen nothing and the Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, July 28th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 28th on NLWN-TV.
Thank you at Carson Park. We're going to head into the bottom of the first inning. Due up for the Cavaliers is Caden Erickson, Xavier Bemister, and Cade Mueller. Taking a look defensively at the Rivermen, we've got Jake Becker behind the plate. Over at third base is Jake Casperson. At shortstop is Sawyer Sturrs. Luke Rooney is at second base, and Curtis Neskar is at first. Out in the outfield, it's Davis, Lettner, and Cullen. Actually, that's Chula out there. And Erickson steps up to the plate. And pitch. There's a strike called on the inside corner. By the way, we said we keep an eye on that game between the Eau Claire Bears and the Osseo Merchants. That pitch is outside for a ball. Because if the Cavs win this game, they lock up a playoff spot. If the Bears lose and the Cavs can sweep, that pitch is high for a ball, sweep the Bears on Sunday, they will move up past the Bears in the playoffs and be in the number 3 spot instead of the number 4. And that one got Erickson in the leg. So the Cavs have a runner on with Xavier Bemister coming to the plate. And in that game, they're in the top of the second inning right now, and the Bears lead the Merchants 1-0. And that pitch missed inside for a ball. To Xavier Bemister. Bemister batting .296. That was inside. Jonah Miller on the mound. He has a 1-1 record with a 4.02 earned run average, 18 strikeouts in 15 2/3 innings. That was inside. Ball gets away from Becker, and down to second goes Erickson. I think we're going to charge that one as a passed ball. And the pitch. That's high and tight for ball 4. And Becker wants to go out and have a little talk with Miller. As due up is Cade Mueller. Now, both last names are spelled the same way. It's just that Jake Miller, or check that, Jonah Miller pronounces his Miller, and Cade Mueller pronounces his Mueller. Cavs have 2 on, nobody out. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. That's high and away for a ball. One ball and no strikes. Erickson's at second. Pitches inside, and it got him. Nope, it didn't. They're saying that Mueller did not get hit by that one. 3 balls, no strikes. I thought I got the jersey, but I'm not down there. That one's a called strike at the letters. Miller at the belt. He looks over at second and delivers. Line shot's going to fall in for a base hit out in left field. Erickson's holding up at third. And the bases are now loaded. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker, leading the team in hitting with a batting average of .388. This is the example why this batting spot in the lineup is called batting cleanup. First three guys are on. Now his job is to clean them up. Swing and a miss, strike one. Miller delivers, and it's a fly ball out into center field's going to fall in. And to score is Erickson, and everybody else moves up one run, so it's one base. So it's an RBI single to center field for Sam Knickerbocker. That'll bring up Cody Dayton. Still nobody out. And Tyson Woodcock is running for Knickerbocker. That pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Miller delivers. And that caught the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Cody Dayton. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 run in for the Cavs. The 2-1 pitch swung on a miss, strike 2. Bemister's on third. Mueller's on second. Knickerbocker on, well, it's not Knickerbocker, it's Woodcock on first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cody Dayton. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count goes full. He's got nowhere to put him. Milner starts his motion and delivers. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So it's 1 out. It's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman batting .319 for the Cavaliers, playing left field today. Spent some of his time in center field, some of his time even over in right field. Here's the first pitch. That's high and away for ball 1. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. And the pitch, it's high. 2-0. To Brayton Tillman. Cavs looking to get a big inning going here. There was a get-me-over pitch, called strike. And that pitch missed. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. So the count is full at 3-2. One out. And Becker wants to have a talk with Miller out at the mound. He's got nowhere to put him. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4, and that's an RBI walk for Brayton Tillman. Brings Xavier Bemister into score. And Cole Timon steps to the plate with one out.
So the Cavaliers veterans there. Team Cole.
Timon batting .244 on the season. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Runners take their leads. Here's the pitch. Strike two. That one's on the inside corner. Mueller's on third. Woodcock's on second. And Tillman's on first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. And he got the corner. So Timon goes down looking. And that's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen with two down. Windeshausen batting .230 on the season. Here's the pitch. Since they called it a strike, Windeshausen thought it was inside. Milner steps off the rubber. And he wants to get signs clarified with Becker. No balls, one strike, two down, 2 runs in for the Cavs in the bottom of the first. And it's a high hopper over to third, toss over to first, and they got him. So Windeshausen grounds out to third, and the Cavaliers get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 were left on base. So we've played an inning, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Rivermen nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Back at Carson Park. Heading into the top of the second inning, Cavaliers on top, 2-0 over the Eau Claire Rivermen. Due up for the Rivermen, Sawyer Sturz, Jonah Miller, and Luke Rooney. And taking a look at over in Osseo, it's still the Bears leading the Merchants 1-0. They're in the bottom of the second. So Sawyer Sturz steps to the plate, batting .279. Rathke goes into his wind and delivers inside. No, they say got him at the letters. Just kind of skimmed the shirt. That's going to bring up Jonah Miller. And the pitch. That caught the outside corner for a strike. Runner on first in Sawyer Sturz. Rathke delivers. Hard ground ball out into right field, and Sturz is going to hold. Oh, it got past Palmer out there in right, and the runners are moving.
That's going to go in the book as a base hit for Miller. But then he moved to second on an error by Palmer out in right field. So now runners at second and third with nobody out. Rathke delivers. The pitch is inside for a ball. This is Luke Rooney batting 143. And a high hopper foul down the third baseline. And the pitch. Ground ball over to third, backhanded, and throw over to first in time. Oh, Windeshausen dropped the ball, and runners advance. That's going to be an error on Windeshausen. And so in to score is Sawyer Stirs. Miller's on third, and Rooney is on first. Rooney goes, throw to second, and they got him. And Miller did not get a chance to go. They had runners on the corners. So Rooney caught stealing. This is Curtis Neskar at the plate. Swung on a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out. And the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. Count remains 0-2. 1 run in. There's a runner on third. That's Jonah Miller. And the pitch. Ground ball over to short. Erickson picks it up. Throw to first, and they got the out there. So Neskar gets an RBI as Miller comes in to score to tie the game at 2. And Alex Shula. And fouls the first pitch away off the right side. No balls and a strike. To Alex Shula, swing and a miss, strike 2. Shula still looking for his first hit as a Riverman. Rathke delivers. Ground ball is out towards second. Dayton picks it up, throws to first. They got him. So that'll do it for the Rivermen in the second, but not before they pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors by the Cavaliers, and nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and we're all tied at 2 from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
So we're back here at Carson Park, and due up for the Cavaliers is Trenton Palmer, and he sends one over to shortstop. Throw over to first, and they just got him by a step. That'll bring up Jerome Delikowski, the extra hitter. By the way, Palmer came into the game batting .212. Delikowski's batting .184.
Yes, there.
And the pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Jerome's out there. Miller pitching to Delikowski, who swings and misses for a strike. Miller pulled the string on that one. No balls and 2 strikes. Chopped foul behind the plate. Oh, 0-2 now to Delikowski. 1 out. Caden Erickson on deck. That pitch is high for a ball. Miller lost his hat in that delivery. And the pitch swung on a miss. Delikowski goes down swinging. It's going to bring up Caden Erickson. He was hit by the pitch. Out the third pitch of the game. He then came around and scored. Swing and a miss. Got jammed with a fastball on the inside. And the pitch. That one got Erickson again. So evidently today, Caden Erickson is subscribed to the, if you're not going to hit the ball, you might as well let it hit you philosophy of batting. It's worked for him twice. Brings up Xavier Bemister with 2 down. That pitch missed inside. Bemister drew a walk his first time up. There's a ground ball through the hole and into right field. Erickson round second. He's going to head over to third. And the Cavs are going to have runners on the corners. That'll bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller singled to left field his last time up. Ended up stranded on third. Two down, runners on the corners. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Darrell Priest likes that outside corner. And the pitch. There it is again. No balls and 2 strikes to Cade Mueller. Miller looks at first. Andy delivers. Runner goes. It pitches high. Bemister is safe at second. Cavs have runners at second and third. Erickson's at third. Bemister at second. Mueller at the plate. And strike 3 called to Cade Mueller. And the Cavs go down with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We've played 2 innings and we're tied at 2 on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. It's round 1 of the NLFL playoffs. Phoenix are there, and so is NLWN-2. The first round playoff game will be on July 27th when the Phoenix will travel to Paul Gale Field in Winona, Minnesota to face the River City Rough Riders. Coverage begins with Phoenix rising at 5:30 p.m. Please note the new start time. Follow the Phoenix in playoff action on NLWN-2 at 5:30 p.m. on July 27th.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So, we head to the top of the third inning, all tied at 2 here at Carson Park. Due up for the Rivermen is Jake Casperson, then back to the top of the order with Lance Lettner and Jake Becker. So stepping to the plate is Jake Casperson. Comes into the game batting 125. Here's the wind and the pitch. That was outside for a ball. That one kind of got away from Rathke a little bit. Here's the wind and the pitch. That was also outside for a ball. Rathke starts his motion, delivers that one fly ball out to center field. Bemister ranging back. He's under it and makes a catch. Sends us back to the top of the order. Lance Lettner, back in the first inning when he led off the game for the Rivermen, he laid down a bunt single on the first pitch. Mueller squeezing in at third a little bit. This time he swings and misses for strike one. And the pitch. That just missed inside. A ball and a strike. And a pop, foul territory. Windeshausen going over. He can't make the catch over the fence. He reached and just couldn't quite get there. Just out of his reach. And goes all 8'10" of him. He is a tall drink of water. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 away. Lance Lettner at the plate. Rathke's delivery is outside. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Foul tip. Into the glove for strike 3. That's going to bring up Jake Becker. Becker flew out to center field his first time up. First pitch is a called strike. And that one's a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down. Here's the wind and the pitch. Just missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. That's right down the middle of Water Street. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the 2-2. That's outside, counts full. To Jake Becker. Eli Rathke looking in. Likes that sign. And delivers. And it just missed outside, and Becker draws a walk. That's the second walk of the night given up by Rathke. That's going to bring up Andy Neese. Neese grounded to short his last time up. There's 2 out. Scores all tied at 2 each. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball to left field. Foul territory. Mueller's heading over and he makes the catch. So for the Rivermen, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's the Cavs 2 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
We're going to head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Cavaliers is Sam Knickerbocker, Cody Dayton, and Brayton Tillman. So, leading off for the Cavs in the bottom of the 3rd, Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker singled to center field his first time up. It was an RBI single. And there's a pop foul out of play. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Wind in the pitch. Knickerbocker grounds it over to first. Fielded there, and taking it over to the bag all by himself is Neskar. It's going to bring up Cody Dayton. Dayton struck out his first time up. And that pitch is inside. It polished Dayton's belt buckle. And the pitch. Line shot, base hit for Cody Dayton out to center field. Good solid single for Cody Dayton. That'll bring up Brent Tillman. Tillman drew an RBI walk his first time up. Cavaliers right now have 2 runs on 3 hits. Make that 4 hits now. They've committed 2 errors and they've left 5 on base. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Whereas the Rivermen have 2 runs on 2 hits. They've yet to commit an error and they've left 2 on base. And the pitch. Ground ball past third out into left field. Dayton rounds second and he's going to hold there. So the Cavs have 2 on with 1 out. Brings up Cole Timon. Timon went down looking his first time up. Milner looking in. Takes the sign. And delivers. Fly ball to center field's going to fall in. Runners are going to hold it. And the bases are now loaded. 3 straight singles. 2 to center, 1 to left, and Carson Windeshausen comes up with 1 out, and the sack's full. It's the second time he's come up with bases loaded today. Last time, he grounded to third. Swing and a miss for strike 1. That one was on the outside corner. He just swung under it. Milner delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Carson Windeshausen. And the pitch. Hard ground ball over to short. Picks it up, throw to second. It's off the base. They say he tagged him as he was sliding in. So that means Windeshausen's on a fielder's choice. And Timon is out 6-4. He had to put the tag on him. And in to score was Cody Dayton. Tillman's on third. So the Cavs now have a 3-2 lead. Swing and a miss, strike 1 by Trent Palmer, who grounded to short his last time up. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Lettner ranging over. He makes the catch. So the Cavaliers pick up 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 3, and it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
As in sport and Eau Claire Cavaliers vehicle, it's a good luck.
Back here at Carson Park, heading into the top of the fourth inning. And Cavaliers are now on top 3-2. And James Davis leading things off. He walked his first time up and got caught stealing. And there's a called strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. It's outside. Ground ball smothered by Windeshausen at first. He takes it by himself for the out. So Davis grounds to 3 unassisted. That'll bring up Sawyer Sturrs, who was hit by the pitch his first time up and led into a couple of raggedy plays by the Cavaliers where they committed some errors, which allowed some of those runs to score. The first pitch missed for a ball. Ground ball over to third. It's a fair ball down the third baseline. Erickson hustles over to pick it up, and they're going to hold him to a single. So Sawyer Sturrs singles to, I guess it's left field. Just stayed fair. Mueller couldn't get a glove on it, and it scooted into foul territory after it passed the bag, and fair ball. Cavs were very fortunate to hold him to just a single. Jonah Miller coming up. He singled his last time up. There's a strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. There's a hard shot to second, to third, to short, to first for a double play, a 4-6-3 double play. Dayton to Erickson to Windeshausen, and the Cavaliers are out of the inning. They gave up no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Cavs 3 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, July 28th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 28th on NLWN-TV.
Now into the bottom of the fourth inning, with the Cavs having a 1-run lead, and batting first will be Jerome Delikowski, who struck out his first time up. Delikowski, either known as Rome
or as Steve Kent calls him, Big Sexy. Steps into the batter's box. And Miller delivers, and it's low for a ball. Jerome Miller against Jerome Delikowski. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. A ball and a strike. And the pitch. That one's down in the dirt. Swung and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And swing and a miss, strike 3. That's going to bring it around to Caden Erickson at the top of the order. Now, Caden has 2 hits, but in both cases, it was the ball hitting him, not him hitting the ball. There's a hard shot right through to center field. Kind of handcuffed the shortstop, and Erickson rounds first. So, Erickson's been on base 3 times tonight. And that brings up Xavier Bemister. Singled his last time up. He's also drawn a walk. And there's a pitch that caught the outside corner. Miller has a curveball moving on him. Because that pitch was starting outside. Throw over to first, and Erickson's back. And a fly ball out into right field, falls in. Erickson stops at second, and Bemister's at first. So Bemister has a 2-hit night. That brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled to left and then struck out looking. 1 out and 2 runners on for the Cavs. Miller looking in and delivers. It's inside for a called a strike. And the pitch. That's high. Counts even at 1-1. And the pitch. Erickson goes foul back. Cavaliers were working a play that's kind of interesting that time. Erickson took off right away for third, and Bemister waited, and it was like a delayed steal of second that they were working on in hopes of drawing the throw to second. Sometimes you get a lot of activity going like that, and you can distract the catcher, and he'll actually make the throw down to second, which would have allowed Erickson to score. Miller shakes off a couple of pitches. And he bluffs a throw to second. A ball and 2 strikes to Cade Mueller. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. You've probably heard me say it before, but the difference between a base hit to center field and a foul back to the screen that goes straight back is just a fraction of an inch. That pitch is low and in the dirt. Blocked that time by Becker. Runners can't advance. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out, 2 on. And the pitch. That's high for ball 3. Full count now to Mueller. And the pitch. And it went off the elbow pad. I wasn't sure if it was a foul ball off the knob of the bat. I heard it hit something, but it went off the elbow pad of Mueller, and he's hit by the pitch, so he's safe at first. 1 out, bases loaded, and we're going to have a little talk out on the mound. Andy Neese goes out there to have a talk with the Rivermen. By the way, the Rivermen overall come into the game with an 11-13 record. And they're 8-10 in the CRBL. And they're going to leave Miller in there. By the way, in Osseo, the Merchants now have a 2-1 lead over the Bears, and they're threatening to add on to that. Here's the pitch, fouled back into the net. That game, by the way, is in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 down and 2 on. Bases loaded, Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. Knickerbocker is 1 for 2. Singled and grounded to first. Check swing. And they say he did not go. That pitch is outside. Two balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Knickerbocker looking to add to the Cavalier lead. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miller takes his sign. Now he delivers. That's high, inside, and the count is full. Nowhere to put him. Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. Miller delivers, and strike 3 called on the outside corner. Knickerbocker goes down looking, and that's going to bring up Cody Dayton. Now with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Dayton is 1 for 2. He struck out his first time up. Single to center field his last time up. That pitch is inside, blocked by Becker. Ball and no strikes. And Miller steps off the rubber. Now he's back on. He's at the belt and delivers. And that's a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner to Cody Dayton. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fouled away. Count remains 1-2.
People down me. I remember Ryan Bemister.
We have some activity happening down in the bullpen. Here's another one fouled off on the right side.
All the fire over Nickel Classroom, all this. Look, so loud. All the rivers and that's the killer.
And the pitch. Ground ball over to first, smothered, and taking it by himself is Neskar for the third out of the inning. So Dayton grounds to first unassisted, and the Cavaliers get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 were left on base. We've played 4 innings, and it's still Cavaliers 3 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
And we're heading into the top of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Eau Claire Rivermen is Luke Rooney. He's going to be followed by Curtis Neskar and Alex Shula. Some activity going on in the Rivermen bullpen, and that's Wyatt Draves warming up down there. And we also have some activity in the Cavalier bullpen, but unfortunately, he still left his warm-up jacket on. We can't tell who it is, not from here. And the pitch showed bunt, and it was fouled away by Luke Rooney. He got on an error by Windeshausen his first time up. And here's the wind in the pitch. It's high and away for a ball. Now heading down to the bullpen for the Cavaliers to work is Tyson Woodcock. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Off to our right. A ball and 2 strikes. And there's a fly ball to left field. Coming in is Tillman, and he makes the catch. That'll bring up Curtis Neskar. And Curtis grounded to short his first time up, but he did pick up an RBI on that ground ball. Rathke delivers, and it's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's a called strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And that one missed high. 3 balls and 1 strike to Curtis Neskar. Rathke's delivery. That's ball 4.
That'll bring up Alex Shula. Neskar takes his lead. And the delivery swung on a miss, strike one, throw it on to first, but he's back in time. No balls and a strike with one out. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Eli Rathke on the hill, throw over to first. And the ball gets away from Windeshausen. And Neskar heads over to second. Windeshausen just didn't squeeze it quite tight enough that time. And the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Rathke peeks at second. And the pitch. Strike three called. As Shula goes down looking, 2 down, and Jake Casperson comes to the plate. He flew out to center field his first time up. Throw out to second, and Neskar's back. Here's the pitch. Strike called. No balls in a strike. That pitch is high. 1-1 to Jake Casperson. Rathke delivers. Chopper foul on the first base side. The ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. 1 runner on. And time is called. Casperson asked for time and was granted it. Rathke did the smart thing. He'd already started his motion, and he continued all the way through and delivered the ball. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner on second. We're in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. Check, swing, strike called on the outside third of the plate. Casperson goes down looking, and the Rivermen go down in the 5th with no runs, no hits. There was 1 Cavalier error and 1 man left on base. So we've played 4.5, and it's still Cavaliers 3 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
We're going to go into the bottom half of the fifth inning. Due up for the Cavaliers are Brayton Tillman, Cole Timon, and Carson Windeshausen. Tillman he's gotten on base both times up. He got an RBI walk his first time up and then singled to left. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And the pitch. That was outside. Woodcock still throwing down in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. Andrew Milner loosening up along the fence as well. That pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Chopper fair. And it goes foul. They waited. It hit the edge of the grass and kind of hung in there. And as Miller went over there to look at fielding it, it almost looked like he was ready to step on it, which would have made it a fair ball, but it rolled foul first. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brayton Tillman. And the 2-2 pitch. Check swing outside for a ball. And the pitch. That's ball 4. Down low. So Tillman draws the walk. That's only the second walk given up by Miller. He's also hit a couple batters. He's got 3 hit batsmen. 2 of them were to Caden Erickson. And Cole Timon fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Timon is 1 for 2. Struck out looking and singled to center field. That pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And there's a fly ball out in the right field. Moving over and making the catch is Shula. And that's out number 1. That'll bring up Carson Windeshausen. Windeshausen's 0 for 2. Grounded to third and then grounded into a fielder's choice. Miller looking and throws it inside for a ball. And the pitch. That one got Windeshausen. That's hit batsman number 4 today by Miller. So the Cavs have 2 runners on as Brayton Tillman goes down to second with 1 out. And Trenton Palmer comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, grounded to short and flew out to center field. He needs to have one find the grass in the outfield. There's a shot that's going to do just that. Falls into left, rounding third, coming to the plate. There's a throw coming to the plate. It's cut off. Throw to second, and Windeshausen gets in, and the ball goes past second, and Windeshausen goes to third. And Palmer goes to second, so it's an RBI single. It's an RBI single for Palmer. He went to second on the error by the pitcher who threw it to second base to try to get Windeshausen. And both those runners advanced because of it. Tillman came in to score, putting the Cavs on top 4-2. Jerome Delikowski at the plate. That first pitch was a ball. That's high and away, ball 2. And the pitch. That's outside. And that's inside. So a 4-pitch walk to Delikowski loads the bases. And we're going to have a conference at the mound by the Rivermen. So Mason Yarrington pinch running for Delikowski. And it looks like we're going to stay with Miller on the mound. And due up for the Cavaliers is Caden Erickson with the bases loaded. 1 out. Miller looking in and delivers. And there's a strike called on the inside corner. And the pitch. Outside. A ball and a strike with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Erickson's been hit by the pitch twice and singled to center field his last time up. 2 balls and a strike. There's a shot down the right field line, foul. Bounces up into the fan deck. And that pitch is high. Full count now to Caden Erickson. Wyatt Draves is again warming up down in the bullpen for the Rivermen. And the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Erickson draws an RBI walk. And that'll bring Carson Windeshausen in to score. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change, and we are. So we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, July 28th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 28th on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Well, the new pitcher for the Rivermen is Wyatt Draves. Jonah Miller went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs. They were all earned on 9 hits, 6 strikeouts, and walked 5. Not to mention hit 4 batters. Xavier Bemister lines a shot out into center field. 1 run is in. Here comes another run into the plate to score. And in it safely at third is Erickson. So, 2 RBIs for Bemister. As both Trent Palmer and Mason Yarrington came in to score. Erickson's on third. Xavier Bemister's on first. So runners are on the corners with 1 out. And Cade Mueller at the plate. And the runner goes, throw to second. Here comes Erickson towards the plate, and he got in there safely. He slid underneath the tag. And Erickson comes in as they work the double steal to perfection. Bemister is now out on second. Cade Mueller at the plate with an 0-1 count. Five runs this inning for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. Check swing in. They say it caught the corner. Graves delivers. It's outside, back to the screen. Bemister goes to third on the wild pitch. One ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Mueller goes down swinging. Brings up Sam Knickerbocker, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Single to center field. That was an RBI single. He grounded to first and struck out looking. That first pitch was a called strike. And the pitch. Fouled away on the left side. Counts 0-2 with 2 down. And the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Scooped up there by Rooney. Throw to first is in time for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before the Cavaliers do some damage with 5 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. So we've played 5, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit.
So, leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Rivermen is Lance Lettner, who's 1 for 2. And the first pitch was called ball. Eli Rathke out for his 6th inning of work. That pitch is high and away for a ball. And the pitch, that's high and tight for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. Lettner laid down a bunt single. There's a strike called on the inside corner. The get me over pitch. And he also struck out. Rathke's 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. That was on the inside corner. Full count now. Rathke delivers, and that's inside for ball 4. So Lettner on first. Jake Becker comes to the plate. He flew out to center field and drew a walk. Eli Rathke delivers. That one's high and inside. In fact, that was so inside it was outside. A ball and no strikes. That's inside. Ball 2. Rathke peeks at first. And the 1-2 pitch. Or the 2-0 pitch is called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's past my bedtime, I think. And ground ball, foul. Two balls and two strikes to Jake Becker. He's the catcher for the Rivermen. There's a foul off the right side. Count remains 2-2. And the pitch. Throw over at first, and they didn't get him. The pitch was inside. Count's now full. Knickerbocker tried to get it down to Windeshausen to get Lettner at first. He just got back in time. Nobody out. The payoff pitch. Swung on a missed strike 3. So Becker goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Andy Neese. Andy Neese is 0 for 2. He grounded to short and fouled out to Cade Mueller over in foul territory. And there's a strike called. Neese steps back in. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul down the third baseline. 0-2 now, the count to Andy Neese. 1 out, runner on second. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, moving over to Tillman. He makes the catch. And Lettner has to retreat back to second base. So with 2 down, James Davis comes up. He walked and grounded to first, and the first pitch is a ball. Rathke takes a moment to tie his shoes. And he delivers. That missed outside. Two balls and no strikes. And the pitch. And it's 3-0 to James Davis. Rathke delivers. Fly ball to center field. Bemister ranging back. He's under it, and he makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So for the Rivermen, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Cavaliers 8 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Ooh,
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
We're back going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. And we're waiting to see him throw the ball so we can see his number. It's a long way to try to pick out who's who. Leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the sixth is Cody Dayton. Oh, Andrew Milner is warming up down there. He might be just getting a bullpen session in. Dayton will be followed by Brayton Tillman and Cole Timon. And the first pitch is outside. Wyatt Draves back on the mound for the Rivermen. And the pitch. That's outside. And the pitch. That's outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Cody Dayton. Dayton's 1 for 3. And that was high for ball 4. That's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman singled to left, and he's drawn a couple of walks. He's scored a run, and one of those walks was an RBI walk. He chops that one foul into the dugout for the Rivermen. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. One ball and one strike, nobody out. Runner on first. That's Cody Dayton. And the pitch is eyeing away for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball foul on the left side into the bleachers. Nice crowd here tonight on Chippewa Valley YMCA and Culligan Sterling Waters. Amanda likes the crowd here tonight because she likes all those kids from the Chippewa YMCA. Ground ball over to second, flip to short for 1, throw to first. That's not going to be on target. So Tillman gets on a fielder's choice as Dayton is out 4-6. And up now is Cole Timon with 1 out. Yeah, she likes all those kids from the YMCA being here because that's where Amanda works in her day job. And she sees all those happy, smiling faces. It makes her feel good. And the pitch is fouled back. Wyatt Draves on the mound. Pitching to Cole Timon. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And down to second is Brayton Tillman. Tillman takes his lead. And the pitch. Fouled straight back into the net. A ball and 2 strikes to Cole Timon.
I took the pants off. What's on it?
And the pitch. And it's a called third strike on Timon. It's going to bring up Carson Windishausen. Windishausen is 0 for 2, and then he was hit by the pitch and scored a run. Rathke is done for the day. High pop, foul territory. Davis moving over, and it's off the roof of the Cavalier dugout. By the way, in the bottom of the 7th inning down in Osseo, it's the Eau Claire Bears 3, Osseo Merchants 2. Windishausen steps in. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Graves at the belt. And he delivers. Runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play. Out remains 0-2 with 2 outs. Brayton Tillman on second. Wyatt Draves on the mound. Carson Windishausen at the plate. Draves takes a look at second and now delivers. And it's out of play again. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is high into third. And they got him. Tillman is out trying to steal third. And so the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits. There were no errors. Nobody left on base. And we've played 6 innings. And it's the Cavaliers 8, the Eau Claire Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Sawyer Stirs to lead things off in the top of the 7th inning for the Rivermen. New pitcher for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner. And the first pitch to Stirs is outside for a ball. So, Eli Rathke went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, neither of which were earned, on 3 hits. 2 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 4. That pitch was fouled away on the right side by Sawyer Stirs. Stirs singled his last time up and was hit by the pitch once. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Rathke is in line to get the win if the Cavaliers hang on here. And the pitch. Little looper, foul territory, Windeshausen, and he made the catch. Carson Windeshausen with a diving catch in foul territory. For the first out of the inning.
Yeah, she.
And at the plate is Wyatt Draves. He's the pitcher. And that's a called strike, so it's no balls, 2 strikes to Draves. I'll check that. That is not Wyatt Draves either. That's Jonah Mueller. He must have re-entered. That's fouled. So, Jonah Miller is 1 for 2. He singled his first time up and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Luke Rooney is at the plate. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 1. And there's strike 2. Andrew Milner on the mound in relief. Milner comes into the game with a 6-2 record, 7-2 record. And the pitch. There's a chopper foul down the third baseline. The count holds at 0-2 with 2 down. Luke Rooney at the plate. He got on an error his first time up. And the throw down to first to complete the strikeout. It was a strikeout. Ball bounced out of the glove of Knickerbocker, but he picked it up and fired it to first to complete the strikeout. So, for the Rivermen, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we've played 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially with Find us on Facebook or www.janakelley.com.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're heading into the bottom of the seventh inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, Carson Windeshausen, Trent Palmer, and Jerome Delakowski. Windeshausen steps to the plate after making that spectacular catch in foul territory over at first base. And Dre's first pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. Line shot, base hit down into left field, heading toward the corner, picked up there. Windeshausen's going to turn and look at second and decide to stay at first. But a good solid base hit down to the left field corner. Getting over quickly was Davis to make the play. Swing and a miss, strike one. And the pitch. There's a strike called. Runner goes, throw to second, and in safely is Windeshausen. As Palmer went down swinging, Delakowski comes to the plate with one out. He's 0 for 2. Struck out a couple times, then drew a walk. Check swing inside for a ball. And the pitch. That's a strike called. And the runner goes, throw it down to third, and it goes out into left field. And Windeshausen is going to come in to score. He'll get credit for the stolen base of third, but he scores on the throw from the catcher. That's the second error committed by the Rivermen. And it makes the score Cavaliers 9 and the Rivermen 2. The count is 2 balls and a strike to Delakowski. And that one got Delakowski right at the belt. So he's safe at first. He also re-entered after Yarrington ran for him. Takes us to the top of the order, Caden Erickson. Erickson is 1 for 1. He's been at the plate 4 times, got hit by the pitch twice, drew a walk once, and singled to center field. And there's a shot in fair territory down the left field line. That's down in the corner. Delakowski heading towards third, and the throw is in time. They got Delakowski at third. That goes as a 7-6 to 5 on that put out. And Erickson gets a double to left. Xavier Bemister at the plate. And that one goes back to the screen. Erickson goes down to third. Nine to 2, Cavaliers on top. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the pitch. That's high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. That missed. 3-0 is the count. And the pitch. That's ball 4. Bemister walks. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Now with 2 down, Bemister has been known to take second when there's runners on the corners. Cade Mueller at the plate. Mueller's 1 for 3. He's also been hit by the pitch once. And the pitch is outside for a ball. And that pitch is high for a ball. Three balls and no strikes. And a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Three balls and a strike. I don't think Bemister was going to go anyway as long as Draves was having a hard time finding the strike zone. Now with a strike on Mueller, he might be willing. And the pitch. And that got Mueller right square in the back. So the bases are now loaded, and it's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. The catcher is still out there. This is the third time Knickerbocker's come to the plate with the bases loaded. Fly ball out into left field, moving back and making the catches Stirs. So, Cavaliers pick up a run on two hits. 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. So we have played 7 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 9 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, July 28th, as the Cavaliers take on the Eau Claire Bears in a doubleheader from Cinder City Park in Altoona, Wisconsin. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 28th on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Okay, we're back here at Carson Park. There were some defensive changes for the Rivermen when they changed pitchers, and I think we have them straightened out now. Shula is out in left field now. Davis has moved into third base when Draves came in to pitch, and Mueller went out to right field. And Draves is batting in the spot for Casperson, which will be due up this inning, but not until we've seen Curtis Nesker and then Alex Shula. And the first pitch is a called strike for Andrew Milner as we're in the 8th inning. No balls and 1 strike. And there is a called strike. Nesker grounded to short. He also drew a walk in his 2 appearances. There's a high hopper fielded by Erickson. Throw to first and is a little bit wide of the mark, but Windeshausen made the tag. So Neskar's down 6-3. Alex Shula comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and struck out looking. Still looking for his first hit as an Eau Claire Riverman. That pitch is high and away for a ball. And the pitch, swung and a miss. And the pitch, low for a ball. And the 2-1 pitch is a fly ball, foul territory down the right side and out of play into the fan deck. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch, swung on a miss for strike 3. Alex Shula goes down for the second time today on a strikeout. And with 2 down, that brings up, yes, it's the pitcher, Wyatt Draves. And he foul tips that one back off of the equipment of Knickerbocker. I think it went off the shin guard. That's where I would tell Dan that was like a hockey goalie move by Knickerbocker. We missed Dan. He's a little under the weather tonight. And the pitch, that missed. And the pitch, fouled away on the right side. One ball and 2 strikes to Wyatt Draves. And the pitch, there's a fly ball foul on the right side. Off in the vicinity of the fan deck. Out holds at 1-2. With 2 out. Milner starts his motion and delivers, and it just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. Line shot right into the glove of Cody Dayton out at second base. So, for the Rivermen in the 8th inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we have played 7.5. And it's the Cavaliers 9, the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Taking a look at games other than this one, or game other than this one, the one that we're concerned about anyway, it's the Eau Claire Bears and the Osseo Merchants. Top of the 9th inning down in Osseo, and they're all tied at 3. Ann looked over at me and said, "Are they going to play all night?" Maybe. Jackson Vance stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers, hitting for Cody Dayton, I believe. And the pitch, ground ball out into left field, and Vance has a base hit. Ashton Kroll comes to the plate. And that's a called strike. And the pitch, foul back out of play. 0-2. There's a high hopper fielded by Stirs. Throw over to first, and it's in time. So that's going to bring up, it's like Dalton Steele coming up. And the pitch, that's high for a ball. A ball and a strike with 1 out. Vance is on second. And the pitch. Strike called. One ball, two strikes. Carson Windeshausen is on deck. And that's fouled back out of play. So that means we're going to have to watch for some defensive changes for the Cavs. And the pitch. Strike three called. So there's two down. Windeshausen comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. Two down. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. High fly ball. That's out into left field. Underneath it is Shula, and he makes a catch. That was a rainmaker, if anything, but it was caught by Shula out there. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one left. And we've played 8, and it's the Cavaliers 9 and the Rivermen 2 on NLWN-TV.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving. I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
yourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
You guys can look at them when you're done with them.
We're in the top of the 9th inning. 3 outs to go for the Cavaliers. Due up for the Rivermen, Lance Lettner, Jake Becker, and Andy Neese. Lettner is 1 for 2. And that pitch missed the outside corner just barely. Andrew Milner trying to pick up a 3-inning save. And it's outside. I'm going to have to check the rules on that, but I don't think there's a run limit on a 3-inning save. And that pitch missed outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Milner winds and fires. There's a strike called on the outside corner. Lance Lettner bunted his first time up, struck out, and then drew a walk. Here's the pitch. That's outside. No, called strike. Lettner thought it was a ball. I thought it was a ball. And we were both corrected. Full count to Lettner. And that's ball 4. So Jake Becker coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2. And the pitch. Foul back out of play. And a swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count with a runner on first. That's Lettner on first. Becker flew out to center field, walked and struck out. The 0-2 pitch is outside. It goes back to the backstop, and Lettner goes down to second. And the pitch. That's fouled. Sandy the squirrel! Sandy the squirrel! 1-2 is the count to Jake Becker. That's down in the dirt. And the pitch. That's chopped foul. Two balls, two strikes. Nobody out, runner on second, and the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike three. Milner pulled the string on that. Slow-moving curveball caught the outside corner, and Becker just flat out missed it. Andy Neese comes to the plate. Oh, check that. It's not going to be Andy Neese. It's going to be Nate Ash. And he fouls that one back to the screen. The Bears and the Merchants are in the middle of the ninth inning, and it's still all knotted at 3. Merchants going to try and walk this one off. Cavaliers feeling pretty confident about this one against the Rivermen as they're up 9-2 with one out in the ninth. There's a fly ball out toward center field. Bemister ranging over. He makes the catch. So with 2 down, James Davis steps to the plate. Last chance here for the Rivermen. There's a high pop-up. Underneath it is Erickson. He squeezes the glove, and that's going to be it. So for the Rivermen in the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base. Final score of today's game, Cavaliers 9 and the Eau Claire Rivermen 2. And we'll talk more about it when we get to talking baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park, where the Cavaliers have come out on top of the Eau Claire Rivermen by a score of 9-2. And more importantly, the Cavaliers have clinched a playoff spot in the CRBL playoffs. Still waiting for the game in Osseo to get concluded, because if they do, if the Merchants end up winning that game, the Cavaliers still have a shot at getting the number 3 seed instead of being the number 4 seed in the CRBL tournament. Hold on half a second, please. And that, of course, would be following the Merchants, and the Tilden Tigers would be the top 2 seeds, because by virtue of their winning their respective divisions. Also, that game tonight down in Osseo will make a difference as to who wins the South Division. And so if the Merchants hang on and then the Cavaliers can sweep the Bears next week, or next Sunday, the Cavaliers would be the number 3 seed. But right now, the good news is they have completed the number 4 spot. They are in the playoffs by virtue of their victory, their 9-2 victory over the Eau Claire Rivermen. Winning pitcher tonight was Eli Rathke. That'll push his record to 5-0. And losing pitcher was Jonah Miller, and he will go to 1-2. I believe we got to double check